world-famous bounty hunter Leonard Padilla and his apprentice, Rob Dick, dedicate their lives to the apprehension of fugitives who have bailed out of jail through a bondsman and have subsequently missed their court dates.
Bail bonds, can I help you?
Rob and Leonard have got to scramble if they are to capture the remaining 3 of their 4 outstanding fugitives. We pick up with Rob on the verge of making a highly dangerous arrest, that of Joseph Shopes, who is charged with assault and has a $20,000 bail. Blocks away from his location and still no police backup, Rob is worried that he doesn't have enough manpower to cover the house completely in case Joseph decides to run.
Ready?
Ready.
Let me get almost to the car. I'm gonna drive like I'm normal, then I'll pull over at the last second. And you block the front end, because it ain't gonna go nowhere. Go. What's your name? Joe. All right, come on.
What's about it? Joe, you got warrants.
My biggest concern was, like I said, him fleeing and getting away on foot. He had way too much of a lead on us. So I decided to take the shotgun with non-lethal rounds, beanbag rounds. It worked out great. When I rounded the truck, he saw me coming at him with a shotgun and just threw his hands up and prone himself out on the ground. He was taken into custody without a problem. It's a little less stress because we had to have him by Monday. You know, now it's Thursday night and we're done. We just have to drive him to jail in Sonoma.
Most of it was just from one case. I got in a fight with my girlfriend and pushed her and messed up and went to court, and that's how I started. You know, I didn't go to court, had failure to appears, and it was just stupid, dumb. You know, man, I'm in Oak Park, man. You know, you see that every day, so I just figured somebody's just coming to get me.
The next fugitive on the list, Richard Uncle Ricky Lozano. Lozano has 2 drug-related charges. His bail is $23,000. Rob and Leonard have only 2 weeks to find him. Rob begins the hunt at the address that he gave on his bail application.
Oh, that's neat. They just closed the curtains. Somebody's in there, they just closed the curtains. Somebody just closed the curtains. They're probably not going to answer, but someone's in there.
Well, that's good if they don't.
Uh-huh.
Don't let him look out the door at you. Howdy.
Hi.
Denise in?
Denise doesn't live here.
She doesn't live there?
No.
How about Ricky?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, though, huh?
No.
No?
We've lived here for like 3 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. This is an old address, then. Do you remember seeing anything about a car or anything associated with him, or?
No, I've actually just seen him around the neighborhood. I've never seen him in a car. I've just seen him like a couple times in the neighborhood and up at the store on the corner.
Is he just walking around, or what's
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't really talk to or associate with anybody around here because I know they're all pretty much drug addicts.
Yeah.
And I can't be associated with that because I'm too much pregnant.
Well, that's a good thing. Basically, what's going on now is that we made contact with the address that they have given, and there's new tenants in there. I believe that she is a new tenant. I'm going to go confirm it with the owner of the property. The management doesn't seem to be around. Hi, Don? Are you Don? Yeah. Okay. Got a guy here that's got a bunch of warrants. Hate to bother you about this, but I couldn't get a hold of Kathy, the manager. He keeps giving up the address of number 2 of this building.
Whoa, that's Ricky.
Yeah, that's Ricky.
Well, you had him. He used to come out here all the time. You never took him before when he was around here.
Oh, he hasn't been around in a while?
Well,
Yeah,
certainly not. I had to evict him with him.
yeah, he's got enough warrants that we'll take him. He actually had them evicted from here a year ago, but they kept working their way into other apartments. And that he hasn't seen them in quite a while, but Kathy would know more because they're around here every once in a while.
While Rob was talking to Don, Leonard runs a scam call to Lozano's sister-in-law, who gives him an address where Ricky and his wife are supposedly in the middle of moving out. Rob and Ziggy race to the address.
It looks like somebody might be in there.
Which back?
33?
It's right here.
Yeah, it's straight in. And the gate, you can actually enter through that gate, so.
I have a sliding glass door that's shut with the air conditioner on. I don't, but the main locking screen on the outside is wide open.
Hello? Hi, is Denise in? Denise? Huh? Hi, is Denise in? Okay. Hi. Denise?
Oh gosh, she's been here for months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about Ricky?
I saw Ricky a couple weeks ago.
Well, here's the deal. I'm from Bail Bond Company.
Oh, hi.
What's his story? I mean, is he not wanting to take care of it, or what do you think?
They don't get the bills, so I don't know if they just out of sight, out of mind. Or...
Well, it's not so much the bills. I mean, he missed court, and he's got...
He what?
He missed court.
My ex-roommate was friends with them, and that's how I got introduced to him. And so when they needed a place to live, because they got kind of kicked out of the one that they were in, and I said, well, if you need a place for a little while, a couple of weeks or something, I'd be happy to help you. Well, they ended up moving in and staying and staying and staying, so we didn't leave on really good terms.
Was he pretty friendly when you...
Oh, yeah, he was real known as being a friendly guy, you know, a player, kind of, you know, likes the girls, and, you know, ladies man, yeah.
Rob convinces Kimry to give up a possible location where Uncle Ricky may be hiding.
You know, when you talk to these people, you just really have to be able to read people. I mean, I honestly can't put anything past anybody. I mean, for all I know, my guy and his wife were sitting upstairs at the place we just left. Kind of feel like they were on the level with the information they were giving me, and I want to get over here as fast as I can before they decide to change their mind and put a call in over here. Yep, there it is, right there. It's in the backyard of that house.
As Rob drives around the trailer park, he finds another important piece of the puzzle, a car matching the description of the vehicle Ricky wrote on his bail application.
Oh, there's the Mustang. Yellow. Hey, gotta go. Yeah. I just found out how to get to the right trailer in the Mustang's here, so I'm gonna go see what happens.
Hey, what y'all looking for?
Hello.
Hey, you can't just open homeboy's door.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, how are you?
Pretty good. Denise or Rick here?
No, they're not.
No? Okay. Let me come in here and talk to you for a minute.
Rob questions the resident of the trailer, only to find out that he is Uncle Ricky's brother, Ray. He claims to know nothing about the Mustang or Ricky's whereabouts.
Well, nobody seems to know whose Mustang this is. Okay, is it your car?
No, is it your car?
No, it's a fugitive's. It's a fugitive's car. Yeah. Now, see, what the thing is that if he's here and anyone's hiding them, then it's harboring a fugitive. And I'm trying not to get anybody else involved, okay? But this is the car that he was driving. Ugh.
Rob struggles to get the truth from everyone about where Ricky is hiding. He decides to try applying pressure to Ricky's brother, Ray.
Ray, let me just talk to you for a second. Here's the deal, Ray. He jumped bail on the bondsman, and the main reason that we're out here is so that the bondsman doesn't lose, his money, and that's all it's about. If he'd give anybody a call, it'd be over with.
Yeah.
Until then, we got to keep going around jamming everybody's houses and things where he keeps popping up. He's here somewhere. I have no doubt about it. Maybe no, and I'm not saying you're a liar or anything. I'm just saying that I have no doubt in my mind that he drove that up here just recently. He's probably sitting in one of these trailers.
Rob's almost positive that Ricky's in here. It's just a matter of finding out which one of the 2 or 3 dozen trailers he's in. That's the tough part.
He's my brother, and I don't know where he's at. I just got home from work. I don't know where he's at or what he's doing or anything. That guy want to talk to me? Yes, sir.
Ray, if you don't give him up, there's going to be hell to pay. Rob knows that Ricky's in here somewhere, and if you don't give him up, they're going to hook you up for aiding and abetting. And the other thing I got to tell you is that they're going to go through this trailer park. We have information that he's here, and if we have to, we'll turn every trailer inside out.
Okay. All right, thank you.
After Leonard puts more heat on Ray, Rob continues to scare him by bringing his significant other, Pauline, into the situation.
Beating on him.
Rob explains to Ray that Pauline could go to jail simply because she is hanging around Ricky and his wife, Denise.
I know what Pauline is to you, so you need to inform her what's going on. Like right now, if her and Denise are together and Denise gets jacked up on her warrant, they're gonna jack Pauline up too, just because.
Because she's a passenger in the car she's in or
whatever. If they'd have came here and everybody had been sitting in the trailer.
They'd have jacked all of us up?
Yeah.
They'd arrested me too?
Possibly. I would hope not, but I'm not gonna lie to you and say they wouldn't, because they're not gonna, there's no way they're gonna say, you're his brother, you don't know he's running.
Yeah.
No matter what you say. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
And this car being here, it's obvious,
He's somewhere.
He's here.
I'm just gonna find my brother and have him call this bail bondsman and see if we can get everything cleared up. That's about all I can do. I'm not gonna sit here and try and lie to nobody or try and, keep somebody hiding, because I ain't hiding nobody, and I ain't gonna sit there and lie about nobody.
Ray told me that the manager originally said lie to me and say he was driving it, that it was his car, and he'd stand up and say it was his car. And then Ray said, nah, it's no big deal. Screw it. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's garbage and some clothes.
Richard's just on the run now. He's trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, that's what he's saying, yeah.
He's around here somewhere.
Now they wait. When suddenly, Ricky makes his move.
There he is.
Yeah. We gotta go take care of your warrants, man.
No problem, bro.
Everything's cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Ricky became so scared that Rob and Leonard would take his brother to jail that he decides to give up hiding and turn himself in.
Did you know he was here?
No, I didn't know he was here. I just went down to this other guy's house and bam, he was right there. All right, bro. Love you too. Call me and I'll do whatever I can, okay?
That's what you always got to try to remember. I mean, no matter how sincere the person sounds, a guy could know exactly which house the bad guy's in. And he'll say, well, I don't know which one, but he's in one of these two.
You got any money for your books? Okay, take care. A lot of these guys don't have any money when they hit the jail and they can't buy a toothbrush or toothpaste or any, you know, stationery or anything to write with. I give them 20 bucks, you know, it's no big deal. Ray, thanks a lot, guy.
No problem.
I seen you guys come in. Jumped a little fence. Went down the, nearest thing I could find. Watched you for a minute and watched all my friends run around going, oh God, oh God, oh God. And then I said, well, I can't put my friends through this. That's not right. Because you guys aren't the bad guys. I'm the bad guy, in a sense. And see my little brother, so I can't do that. So then I walked out.
25 years that I've been doing this, I've always gotten a fugitive.
My name's Uncle Ricky, and pay attention to what you're doing out there. Crime's not always the way to go. Whatever happens to you in your own individual life, always pay your bail bonds. That's me.
After a frustrating day, the crew decides to blow off some steam at a Nevada shooting range. To full-time bounty hunters like Rob and Leonard, traditional family life is secondary at best. Leonard has understood this from day one, but even after 5 years, Rob questions whether he spends enough time with his family and friends. It's a constant battle. When they're on the road trying to work, life gets in the way.
You never know when you're going to walk out the door to go get someone, and you never know when you're going to be back.
And when they're out trying to have fun, work gets in the way.
We went to get something to eat before we were going to meet a bunch of people and go boating and jet skiing out on the river. And when we left the sandwich place, I saw a prostitute walking down the street that looks like one of the girls that we're looking for. So now I need to run back to the office and grab the file. Kind of sucks because this type of thing happens all the time, where if you try to plan something, it usually doesn't work out because this job is very demanding, and at any point in time you could be working. So I don't remember the name. No. Pretty sure. Yep, you'll look at any keys too. Let's go. So what we can do is eat on the run.
The woman in question has 2 drug-related charges and 1 false impersonation charge. Her bail amount is $30,000.
It's worth checking out, so we'll go back there. We can catch up in there. Right there.
Rob takes advantage of the fact that she believes he is a cop.
Excuse me. Just need to talk to her for a second. What's your name? What? Huh? What? I just want to know what your name is.
Nikki what?
Nikki? What's your last name? Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I want to talk to you for a second. What's your last name?
What?
Okay. What's your date of birth?
Mine 11/15/76.
76? Okay.
That wasn't her. Pretty close, though.
Without telling Leonard, Rob takes a quick break from hunting his next fugitive. A break that could potentially cost $150,000 if Roger Ramirez is not brought back to court. For Leonard, bounty hunting is his life. So if family and friends want to spend time with him, it's going to be their life too.
It's almost impossible to be able to say, I've got a family life. Because when that phone rings or that pager goes off, you've got a job to do. But besides that, you still got your 60, 70 hours a week work. Doesn't leave much time for the kids or the wife or the relatives.
The bail industry was a big part of Leonard's son Alex's life early on, when he began chasing fugitives with his father.
Confidentiality.
When I started driving, I would take a lot of my friends with me to check addresses, or go on skips with my dad, watch the back of a house, or wait for a guy to see if he's going to come off work or whatever. So anytime I take my friends on a skip, they definitely were excited about that. Better than doing homework.
Once you get the hang of what you're doing, once you've got 3,000 or 4,000 arrests under your belt, then you can start talking about, okay, I'm gonna take my daughter here, because you can sandwich it between picking up a person or going somewhere, and you can just start adjusting your schedule to have somewhat of a family life.
There were times when I would bug him to that I could go to the office with him on the weekends, or even sometimes, against my mother's wishes, go during the week. One time he actually, I didn't have to go to school because I went with him to the Greyhound bus depot in the morning and helped him and the FBI catch a guy. He's been in dangerous situations. I've seen him in dangerous situations. I've been in dangerous situations with him. I've been in some myself, and that's just part of the deal. I wouldn't ride a roller coaster, but I wouldn't have a second thought, of going into a house after a guy. So it's just, I don't know, it's just different.
Luckily, I've got individuals like Rob that work with me where I can always give them a call and say, hey guy, can you cover for me? Can you do this? Can you take care of this? And then I can just, at my age now, have some life. But Rob's got to give his up right now for the time being.
While Leonard has always accepted being away from his family, Rob still tries to have the best of both worlds.
To be the best bounty hunter, you have to give it your total commitment. It's not an 8-to-5 job. If you want an 8-to-5 job, you gotta look elsewhere, because bounty hunting becomes basically a way of life.
Hey, we're getting wax on the cake.
Hey, well, do something with it.
Blow it out. Blow them out?
He understands the level of commitment necessary, but that doesn't make it any easier for him.
In the lifestyle of a bounty hunter, the phone could ring at any moment, and that's it, you just gotta go. As far as canceling, yeah, it sucks. It can be depressing at the time, but that's me. If you want to be around me, you got to understand that. That's just the way I have to be to do what I'm doing.
I'd give it to you in the box what came in.
You almost feel bad taking time off. Actually, holidays are kind of a pain to me because they require a lot more work for us, because unfortunately we don't take the holidays off. Holidays are probably some of our busiest days because bad guys usually like to go home on most holidays, so it's easier for us to pick them up. I try to either squeeze things in, like say for example Christmas, maybe Christmas Eve, go out and try to pick some people up, and then stop by, have a little Christmas Eve with the family, and then Christmas Day is pretty much all spent picking people up.
His wife and his child are very important to him. And it's always been very important to Rob, because he has seen a lot of other people lose their wife and their daughter because they didn't spend that kind of time. A lot of people say, well, Leonard, that's why you ended up in divorce. Well, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I probably didn't care that much about marriage as I did about bounty hunting.
The deadline to arrest Roger Ramirez is rapidly approaching. After missing him at the bingo parlor and storage facility, they are left with only 3 days to find him before Alex Padilla bail bonds will owe the courts the full amount of his bail, $150,000.
It becomes an ego thing after a while where you have to always win. You don't want to have that one where you sit there and say, wow, is this the one? Is this the one that finally gets away from me? Is this the one that beats me? You know, there's a tendency to be so anxious to get that person, and to the point where you take it to heart and you become emotionally involved in it that, you know, man, you know, I've been chasing this guy forever. He's kept me up, you know, night after night. Oh, man, when I catch him, I just want to beat him, you know, something like that. And you have to overcome that. I mean, you have to, you know, you think about it in a job situation. It's my job to catch the person on the run, and it's that person's job to run. You know, and if they get away from you, you know, that's not a reason to beat them. That just means you're dumb and screwed up.
The only clues they have are these. He is driving a Chevrolet truck from the 1950s and is hanging out with a one-armed man named Lefty.
This morning at about 6, we divided up the hotels, motels in the area that we'd been looking, and we each went to different motels to see if we could run into that truck. When we didn't find it, we kind of get the sense that he's not really staying at a motel at this point in time. He's probably staying with the guy that has the one arm, Lefty, and now it's just a matter of finding Lefty's house.
Under the gun for time, Rob convinces Ramirez's ex-girlfriend to give up what she knows about the location of Lefty's house.
Long dirt road. How far down do you think from the stop sign? I mean, did you cross other streets at all that you can remember? You don't know? Okay. All right, thanks. Bye. We gotta go.
As Rob and his crew scour the area where they now believe Ramirez to be, incredibly, they happen to spot a truck matching the description they have assembled.
Well, we might be behind it. You're kidding. Nope. Doesn't have a tonneau cover, but it's white. It looked about like him driving it. That's it. Wait a minute. Be advised, that's him.
Because they believe Ramirez to be armed and dangerous, Leonard places a call to the sheriff's department.
Hey, Kevin.
Sheriff's Department, may I help you?
Yes, ma'am. Who am I speaking to?
Just Susan?
Susan, how are you? Leonard Padilla, Bill 1.
Hi.
You guys have a Roger Ramirez. You've been looking for very hot and heavy. We have a bond forfeiture on him.
Behind the guy.
Okay.
One of my guys is following him in Rio Linda right now. Do you have a spare unit up there?
Hang on a sec.
Supposedly we were told by the warrant people to not take him ourselves, to call you guys.
Okay, hang on.
Tell him he's supposed to be armed. He's running from us. He knows we're following him.
What street is he on?
He's reaching for something.
He just reached under the seat. He's heading eastbound now. Eastbound what? Or Elkhorn. I'm sorry, eastbound Elkhorn.
East on Elkhorn?
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
So what street?
Heading back to 32nd. He's in the turn lane to turn north on 32nd. He's looking back. He's making a U-turn.
Yeah, another U-turn. He's going west on Elkhorn?
Yep.
Where?
From 32nd.
On Elkhorn.
He's still looking back and looking all around. And he definitely looked under, got something underneath the front seat. She said he's gonna be armed, so he doesn't want to go back. He's looking at 40 years. He's giving a signal. He's coming up to Q Street, still northbound 26th. Okay, passing Q, still northbound.
Northbound 26th.
Are you still on, Jeff? In dead ends.
Did he use a class Q going north on 26?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going into a dead end. We're gonna need something.
Don't do anything that's risky.
I know. He's pulling in right now.
I did this call. What are we doing?
Back up and let's just watch the diagonal corners of this property. Not let him leave. Take the other side. I'll take this side down here.
We're not going to make contact. He went into a residence with just a whole bunch of junk and fences and all kinds of stuff. We can't see anything now.
We went inside a residence.
No, he's not. No. I'm not in a residence. He's on a property that's fenced.
Okay, he's on a property that's fenced.
With a bunch of cars around, and it looks kind of like a wrecking yard.
Looks like a wrecking yard.
We're going to go ahead and set up just a makeshift perimeter so he can't get out of this area. Okay, Jeff, I probably got all this. In fact, see, once you get out here with binoculars, watch this whole corner, okay? We've got the front and the corner. Jeff stays there, I'll go to the back corner, and then we'll have him secured. We've actually got a basic perimeter to where he can't go anywhere.
Okay. No.
We got anybody en route? Part? No.
No?
No.
I'll be right there.
He's still back there in the car. He may not know what's going on. Right, and we've got all the sides covered anyway.
Rob's got this Ramirez guy cornered out there, and he might need some backup, so I better get going.
There's 2, maybe 3 other people there, and they're working in the yard right now. So he may not know that we're following him, but he really can't get out of the place right now. You got somebody around now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Units should be here any second. We're just waiting.
I don't know. There's a lot of ground out there to cover. It'd be nice if they get a canine unit out here.
Neither Leonard nor Rob want to attempt to arrest the potentially dangerous Ramirez without law enforcement present. So they wait. When the police finally arrive, Rob and Leonard let them take the lead, and they hit the house.
Ready? No, you stay there and you watch. You watch for anybody running, you watch for anything. I'm gonna point the cop down the driveway and let them go first. Here we come right now. Right? Back. Here we come, 53. Take the tail end after all the cops. He's right there, he's right there. What's your name? Yeah, don't lie.
Roy.
Huh? Don't?
Roy Lopez.
What?
Roy Lopez.
Are you gonna lie? No, don't lie. What's your name? Okay.
Roy
What's your last name?
Lopez.
Lopez? Okay, what's your date of birth?
My day of birth?
Yeah.
It's,
If you have to think about it, you're lying. I don't want you to lie in front of this guy because he's gonna add a charge to you.
I'm not lying. Hey, do it this way. Do it this way. Tell us the truth if we don't add any extra charges.
Yeah,
if you lie to us, you're going to die for it. 24. How old are you? Come on. How old are you? How old are you? 53, man. You're 53 and you're born in 53? Doesn't. Let's put it to you this way. Roger. Gig is up.
You know who I am.
I know who you are.
Okay, let's go. Leave everybody alone.
There's Lefty.
I'm hot.
There's Lefty.
Burned. He didn't know anything about Rob until that very moment. He didn't have any clue as to the rental place where he parked, the street where he turned around, flipped to you and all that. He had no concept that there was anybody onto him. He'd have never gone back to where he went had he known. He wouldn't have been standing out there without his gun. His gun was 100 yards away.
But even after the successful capture of one of the county's most wanted fugitives, the team is teetering on failure. Things aren't always what they seem. Day after day, and fugitive after fugitive, Rob is growing increasingly frustrated and beginning to realize what others before him may have already known. The outspoken man in black is never satisfied.
There are very few people that can work with somebody that's as motivated as he is. He's had a lot of skip tracers working for him. I would say that most of them don't make it more than 2 months.
Leonard has an argument that he can throw at you that he always wins. And the fact is that he always says that you have 6 months from the time a person misses court until you have to have them back into the court system. In a 6-month time frame, basically you can find anyone working that entire 6 months. So when it gets down to the wire and you've only got a few hours, he doesn't feel sorry for you because he'll always bring up that I'm sure somewhere during that 6 months you had 2 or 3 hours where you went to a movie or you slept in an hour or something, and that was the time you should have caught him. When I started, you know, on his end, I feel he's trying to run us into the ground to show us what it's like. And at the same time, I like to win, so I'm not going to let him run me into the ground.
Rob has been under Leonard's wing and dealing with his incessant pressure for more than 5 years.
He'll call you at 10 o'clock at night to see if you're working, you know, and then be up at 6 in the morning and make sure you're down at the office working. He's always on your back, you know, as far as pushing you.
Rob finally decides to call it quits with Leonard and severs their relationship. Rob felt he needed more time to have fun with friends and family. And this was something that Leonard would not allow him to do while they worked as partners.
Well, I think what happened there, it's a situation where I'm a very self-centered, egotistical individual, very hard to get along with, and very demanding. And one of the things that I demand of the individuals that work with me is don't cut off your pager, don't turn off your phone. If you do that, that means you don't want to communicate. And if you don't want to communicate, I don't care then, that's fine, no problem. You go about your own business and I'll continue to do my bounty hunting. And I think along those lines, it's not unique to Rob. I've had other individuals that have I can't take it anymore, I can't take him anymore, he's too demanding, he wants too much, he expects too much. None of these things are things that I didn't warn people about in the bounty hunting business when they first come into it. You have no time for home life, you have no time to pick up the kids for school, after school, you have no time to do all of the family things, it's just not there. So if you want to work around me, be prepared to give up any vestige of home life that you have, because bounty hunting can't be a 9 to 5 by appointment only.
This isn't the first time Leonard has created bad blood in the bail bond industry. In 1981, his office was bombed. Some believe the bombing was part of a plot by rival bail bond companies to kill Leonard in hopes of taking over the head of the Sacramento bail bond industry.
The profession has a lot of jealousy, and I call it the green mist of jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy because people that get into it usually have an ego that's probably sometimes a little bigger than their intelligence level. There was a faction, the old-timers, and they didn't like to see what was happening to the industry. I was basically the first individual that helped some young black gentlemen get into the business. I was the first one to help Mexicans get into the business, Mexican women. The old-timers didn't like that. It created a situation where some of the people got together, there was a lot of jealousies, and they hired some youngsters and they tried to kill me. That was back in May 19th of '81. The situation failed because of my paranoia that caused me to get everybody out of the building when I saw somebody walk into the bathroom and walk out without the package that he was carrying. You get rid of me, and you get rid of the head of the organization that we operate bail in Northern California through. So I'm very paranoid. I mean, if there's a vehicle on J Street alongside of me, I'll either make sure he gets ahead of me or gets behind me, but I won't let nobody, just kind of drive along me. If there's a vehicle in back of me, I'll actually make a turn or slow down until it passes me or speed up. It's a lonely place at the top. And then there's always the young guys that are always trying to take you on and want to knock you off and play king of the mountain with you.
But they're not the only ones after Leonard. So is the IRS.
All the money in America belongs to the IRS. When they decide they want to get mean with you, they can get mean with you.
And after a few $100,000 years not reporting his income, they did.
I thought that the case that we had on Leonard was put together in excellent fashion by the IRS agent involved, and that we had a rock-solid case on Mr. Padilla.
When you make a statement like I can do 1 year standing on my head, you don't even back off. I mean, probation wanted to give me 5 months house arrest or something like that, but the IRS wanted a year because they get, like I say, they work on a brownie point system. You don't break bottles of champagne over in the Justice Department open because you send a guy to 5 months house arrest. You've got to send him to prison. I told him, I says, I'll go do my year. I got no problem. And when when the halfway house opportunity came up, I told him I didn't want it.
We never talked to him about cooperation. With that kind of money, nowadays you'd have to tell us where bin Laden is, not to do any time.
When they sent me down there, it was to teach me a lesson. And I said, okay, that's fine, and I don't need no visitors either. And they said, well, you got to have visitors, we can't, no, you're not going to hassle my family down there with those room temperature IQ guards. No.
If you don't pay taxes and you owe several $1 million, yeah, you deserve to be in prison for that. There are a lot of people out there earning a lot less money, and they pay their taxes, and it's a way of making sure that everyone pays their fair share. So if Leonard didn't enjoy his time in prison, well, so be it. It's not meant to be, a nice place to go.
But even prison didn't slow him down. He continued to hunt fugitives behind bars.
I got a hold of a couple of ex-marshals that were retired, paid them $10,000, directed them to the guy. They picked him up and brought him back to Sutter County here in California. All over in Cambodia while I'm sitting on a garbage can in prison.
More relaxed, Rob is ready and poised to begin anew. He starts his own bail bond company, Atlas Bail Bonds, with another former Padilla employee, Charles Pomares.
Rob and I got together because it makes for a perfect partnership. When you put us together in a team, it really makes for an incredible opportunity. Rob's he really is an expert. He learned from the greatest. He learned from Leonard Padilla almost everything that there is to know about post-forfeiture bail bonds. Once somebody skips, Rob can find him. I'm 100% confident that he'll be able to find him.
I mean, we're in it to make a stand in Sacramento. We've worked long and hard already, and we're not afraid of doing it some more.
Rob relearns how to have fun.
Yeah, since I've left Leonard, I've been more on my own and been in control of my own time, which has given me a lot of freedom to do what I, want to do in life.
That was great. We just need to get an elevator to get back up top.
I mean, bounty hunter, you want to go to the beach? Okay, guy, go to the beach. And, it's just it's a mental thing. It's a characteristic of individuals that want to be bounty hunters, and yet they want to have their cake and eat it too. If you're a bounty hunter, you're a bounty hunter. You want to be a beach boy, be a beach boy.
With the formation of Atlas Bail Bonds, Rob attempts to steal market share from Leonard and Alex Padilla bail bonds.
Yeah, I'd like to be #1 in Sacramento. Long term, would probably be making Atlas Bail Bonds a strong, competitive bail bond company in Sacramento, as well as California or even national. I wouldn't put it past Leonard to do anything, as far as competitiveness to keep Alex Padilla ahead of Atlas.
Can Rob be as good as Leonard? Maybe. Leonard is really good. He's really smart. As far as I'm concerned, he's the best in the business, period.
Not shy to share his disapproval, Leonard takes cuts at his new business and his new partner.
If they lock you down, just call me first thing in the morning, okay?
Him and Charles hooked up, and they put together Atlas Bail Bonds. Subsequently, Charles got himself into a drunken stupor, and you can't operate with a guy like that. And I felt real sorry for Rob, that it was something that Rob had to more or less experience on his own. And I told Rob several times, get away from there, get away. You don't need it. Rob don't need it. He's got tremendous ability. He does not need these losers around him. And that's all they are. They're just a bunch of losers.
Well, it's kind of an uneasy tension between Leonard and I right now. Basically, when I decided not to just sit there, I really never talked to him again. And Sacramento in this downtown area is kind of a small place, and we run into each other quite frequently, and to this day, really, we haven't had one word to each other.
If he wants to walk up and talk to me, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's his choice.
Neither one of us wants to be the first one to pick up the phone or come to each other's office.
If a person doesn't want to talk to me, I've been that way since I was 9 years old. Doesn't matter to me. Am I going to go to his office and talk to Rob? No. This is where it's at.
I don't have any real hard feelings against Leonard. It's just that I think he's kind of made it known that he wants to see me fall on my face, and I'm gonna stand tall and proud, and then I'll walk over there and talk to him.
It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. It's strictly on him. It's his loss. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Now that sounds very cold, very self-centered, very egotistical, but that's the way it is with me. I mean, I just, you know.
But even after saying that, he is your friend.
Of course he is. There's a lot of friends that don't talk to me.
Would I be here without him? You know, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. Jeff told me something one time that really makes me think. You know, it's nobody gives you where you are today. You know, somebody may open a door for you, but whether you step through it or whether what you do from there is on you. I've learned a lot from Leonard. I could probably learn a lot more from him. Just because we're going in two different directions, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going forward and make something for myself.
I'm proud of Rob because he's one of my students. There's no doubt about it in my mind that every time that I, in the future, will hear about him doing great things, in large part, it'll be because simply he ran into me and I took him under my wing. Otherwise, I don't know. He might have ended up being like a couple of the other guys that came for me and said, hey, can you help us out, one thing and another, and they've ended up being security guards or things of that nature. You know. He'll never have to go back to being a security guard, that's for sure. He wants to do some bounty hunting, serious bounty hunting, and he doesn't know how to pick up the phone and say, hey, you got something to work on?
PSG Films production.